Well, the president of Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, has called on the federal government to seek more dialogue with the workers' union over issues arising from the proposed tax reform bills to enable its members to effectively contribute their input to the debate. Ajaero spoke in Ibadan, Oyo State, during a dialogue on the tax reform bills organized by the NLC Central Working Committee. The event also marked the inauguration of 10 compressed natural gas buses donated by the union to the Southwest Zone. The Labour leader stated that certain aspects of the tax reform bills require clarification from the government to ensure a better understanding. Benson Upah is head of information at Nigerian Labour Congress, and he joins us now to briefly discuss the position of Labour Union on the tax reform bills, as well as the need to build consensus before the National Assembly goes ahead to act on them. Good afternoon, Mr. Upah. Many thanks for joining us on Newsday.
Thank you very much. I can barely hear you, though. Yeah, so what's the question?
All right, I'm going to start, and I hope you're able to hear me. What specific aspects of the tax reform bills pose...
Yes, please listen.
What specific aspects of the tax reform bills pose the greatest threat to workers' welfare?
Well, first and foremost, let me start by saying that we do acknowledge the fact that taxation plays a crucial role in development of nations where resources are accounted for. We also acknowledge the fact that reforms are intended for improved revenue generation. But of course, there are consequences for this. Speaking specifically on the side of workers, these are the proposed reforms. Claim one, that they will shield low-income workers from impact of taxes. People earning less than 1 million, I'm afraid to say that there is hardly any worker in the formal sector today that earns lower than 1 million. So that benefit exists only in principle. The second claim is that linking taxes to access to social security benefits will be beneficial to workers. I must add here that that is a mirage, given our experiences from the past. But beside this proposed tax reform, as they affect workers, will tax the benefits of workers, their allowances, housing, etc. This will highly pauperize the Nigerian workers. What they earn at the moment, generally speaking, is nothing to write home about. To now come to tax their allowances and other benefits will certainly work against the grain of morality. Now, the reforms also seek to tax informal sector workers. Ask yourself, the informal sector workers are the most endangered species in the Nigerian domain. First, they have no access to credit, no access to insurance, no access to market or to the market. No access. But aside from this, they are permanently under torment by the agents of the state, chasing them, seizing their items, in fact, no place to operate. Even when they create a retreat, what Ameja Mwangi, the Kenyan author, calls the retreat of the vanquished heart. Even when these people create shelter,
Mr. Upah, may I just interject, please? You've said it quite a lot, but I'd like your thoughts on this briefly. Your expectations on deliberations from the National Assembly before the bills are passed into law. There will be deliberations on it. So, what are you expecting, for core issues to be ironed out?
Well, our expectations are that at the National Assembly, we do their work appropriately. This will be our expectations. And that will require diligent public hearing, thorough, diligent public hearing, not a teleguided one. And let me also use this opportunity to say that in the run-up to these tax reforms, we were not consulted, even when we sought to be made members of this committee, and yet we are the biggest tax-paying community in Nigeria. So there is need for serious consultations. So except we have well thought out consultations, there will continue to be resistance to these tax reforms, no matter how well intended, they are.
Indeed, Mr. Benson Upah.
And speaking, yes.
Very good. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. You've said quite a lot. Hopefully, the information will get to those stakeholders. Minister Upah, Head of Information, NLC, would like to thank you very much for your thoughts on those issues.